Pickup done, on the road again. Oh baby. You happy with that, Aaron?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me up here, man.
Hello, hola, que pasa? Oh, I'm going to say hola, que pasa, even though I was in Portugal at the weekend because I feel cultured. Anyway, I'm back in the country with a sore throat. It's Tuesday morning. Hope you had a nice bank holiday. Hope you had a nice August bank holiday weekend. I certainly did, and now I'm fully motivated and ready to go back. I actually would have liked to stay in Portugal for an extra day or two to calm down, relax, get myself back to an even keel. But anyway, we're home, we're back at it. And I actually said to Emma last night, can't wait to get back to work tomorrow. Can't wait to get back to it, back in the office and back doing again. I did have my phone pretty much switched off all weekend, or on do not disturb, so I wasn't getting notifications, which was delightful, but then it took me a while to get through them. It's amazing how much notifications you get hit with. So I adjusted my do not disturb settings, so now each mode is, what's it called, like customized. So I have like personal, work, nighttime, sleep time, whatever it is. So a few of those that I'm going to utilise a lot more. I've been using Do Not Disturb a little bit over the last while, but I think the more customised modes, so you let certain apps give you notifications at certain times, it's going to work much better. This is all delightful, all very good. Welcome to episode 64, by the way, because I know I've got it right this time. At least I hope I have. So today in the office we have Embassy Gym from Carrick coming in. A few weeks ago, well, it's probably a couple of months ago at this stage, Dave did a podcast with, oh my god, I'm not forgetting the guy's name, Dean. Dave did a podcast with Dean from Embassy. Dean has done a great job creating not just a gym but a community in Carrick Macross, not far from us. So something that obviously in terms of the physical activity is a big part of our business, a big part of what we do, and we're very impressed with how he did it. He's very impressed with what we're doing, so his team are coming over. I think there's like 9 or 10 of them coming over to us for a few hours today to go through a little bit of training around websites, marketing, branding, content creation, just the kind of whole works. So we're going to do a little bit of work on that. That'll be fun. Tomorrow, what do I have tomorrow? Tomorrow we're meeting quite a big client not far from us as well in Dunleer. Not client, potential client. We had a call with them recently. Well, they did give us a go ahead on a couple of things, but we're meeting them in person tomorrow, meeting the managing director, going through a couple of options and a few things that we think we could do with them. And I'm more than likely then going to have to go to the airport tomorrow afternoon to collect the gis which are on the way from the supplier. A restock of the instant gis, some new Arabica gi samples that you can send to the athletes and get some content with ahead of the release of the Arabica gi, which will be, that order should be going in this week, along with orders for some more custom gear for Definitive Jiu Jitsu for our sponsored athlete Austin Daffron, custom gear for Jan Pika Pau. I think the custom gear for Marco Torres has been sent already or is almost finished production. Possibly a new no-gi range, a new signature no-gi range, possibly some more leisure wear. I also have a call this morning with the assessor for the extra funding that we have applied for in the last week or two for Coffee&Kimuras, so that's hopefully going to progress this week and hopefully we'll have that money next week. So it's all happening. And then on Thursday I did a podcast with Emerald Grappling, Aaron Murphy, a little while ago now. It's probably 2 or 3 months ago, and you may remember that there was a problem with the audio. So Aaron is actually off work this week, so he's going to come up to Dundalk on Thursday. He's going to jump in with the 12 o'clock class and I'm going to jump in with him, and then we're going to re-record the podcast afterwards in the office. And there's probably something else happening this week. So straight back to it. Absolute chaos. Love it. Right, I'm almost in the office. A bit of prep to do for the embassy team coming in. And lots to catch up on. Alright, see you in the office.
Bodybuilder centric, like that kind of close-up shots of like people sweating, big bulky guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way this should go. I know I like this shot of you here.
Everyone eats round here, right? Yeah, everyone eats. I've been on top of my shit. Walk with a brick. Debo come now, you walk with a limp. When them zeros come, put a comma on it. Comma and comma and comma.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday morning. Welcome to the office. Welcome to a package that has finally arrived from China after probably 2 months or more. So what's in this are 2 display cases, I hope, for the 2 Lego models that we made of the office. If you haven't seen, we've been displaying them on a reception desk since I made them, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a while ago. Probably before I even ordered these. Anyway, it's kind of cool to be able to just like open them up and kind of play with them and show people what the inside of the old office used to look like and what the inside of the new office looks like while they're in the new office. But they're going to get dusty, as I have seen from my own Lego models at home, which I need to get display cases for as well. But anyway, these are expensive, annoyingly expensive for what they are. And now I don't know what or where we're going to put these, what we're going to do with them when we put them in this, but they need to be protected from the dust. So let's see. They're well packaged anyway. Jesus. While I'm here, yesterday went great with Embassy, by the way. They were supposed to be here from 11:30 to 2:30ish. Ended up being here till after 4 o'clock. Went through a lot with them. They were really happy with some content ideas specifically that we gave them, and some tips and pointers. I'm going to stop flashing this knife around now. And some tips and pointers that we gave them around some different ways to structure their content. So yeah, hopefully they have a good improvement in their uptake in terms of engagement on social media, but also how that filters into their sales funnel essentially. Right, back to it. I'm kind of out of breath doing this. Shows how my fitness is at the minute. Although I did go to the gym last night for the first time in a while. I can see now why these are so expensive, because they must have spent about half of the product cost on sellotape. There it is. I think we're going to put it on the corner, probably in that corner, of the window seat. Let's put it there and see what it looks like. Don't really know about that location or the position of the model's in it, but it'll do for now. Oh, this thing's broken. Of course the lid has a big scratch in it. Oh well, it'll have to do. How's that look?
Everyone eats round here, right? Yeah, everyone eats. I've been on top of my shit. Walk with a brick. Debo come now, you walk with a limp. When them zeros come, put a
really big. Yes, that is what I had my camera sitting on for the first part of this clip. And what that is a big case of fake money that we were using on the munch stand.
Here comes the money.
More laundering going on in County Louth. That's a rubbish bit of camera control there. Anyway, that's that. Glad that's done. One last thing to do. One last thing to worry about. One last thing to keep clean. Well, saying one last thing to keep clean, now I have to keep the floor clean. Come down, camera. Rubbish. Wednesday evening, I'm on the way to training. Today went well. After I finally got the display case built for the Lego cases, we had a meeting with quite a large manufacturer not too far from us who export globally, and it turns out actually have multiple manufacturing sites globally. I think he said like 7 or 8 all over the world. USA, China, Thailand, I don't know, wherever else. Somewhere in South America, I think maybe Australia as well. Anyway, quite interesting. They have an office base near us that they've been in for 10/11 years, and there's absolutely no branding on it whatsoever. Well, they have a logo on the front, but the logo's been updated at least twice since they moved in there and actually branded up the building. So we're looking at adding some artwork to the walls in the office, updating the signage, updating their presentations, updating their email signatures, updating brochures, updating their website. So yeah, quite a big project. A lot more in it than I thought there was going to be, which is good. Happy about that. Got back into the office, ignore my air freshener, got back into the office and got a call from the architect who was passing the site and said he was going to call in. So I went out to meet him, and all's good. All's very good. I haven't been speaking to you, excuse me, well, I have been speaking to you since I went on holidays, but when I was waiting for our flight out, just as we were about to board, the engineer rang, had just done an inspection on site and was relatively happy with everything, apart from a couple of very minor details, but I was very happy with that, very happy. I thought that inspection was going to ruin my holiday, but it didn't. It was great. We resolved the issues that we had the week before, which may have lended a hand in his decision to only suggest some minor tweaks in his inspection. Anyway, don't really care. Once he's happy, I'm happy. And we're moving on. A couple of blocks to be laid this weekend on top of the steel. First floor slab's going in on Monday. Scaffolding was supposed to go up next week, but the scaffolder rang me today and got his dates mixed up and tried to blame me for it. Anyways, moving on. All good. It's all good. Just got a call this evening from a potential new roofer or roof sheet supplier, roof material supplier. So we'll get him to price it up and see what that's like. What is that? Big tank. And see what he comes in at. See if he's competitive, because the two guys I have at the minute, there's a massive price difference between them and I can't work out the reason for it. That's the brain dump. I'm off to Jiu Jitsu for the first time in a while. I now have a pair of Whoop boxer pants. Thank you, Whoop. Well, not thank you, I paid for them. So I'm gonna stick the Whoop in my shorts, see what stats I get from it. This is what I'm gonna be really interested to see. I'm doing Jiu Jitsu 8 years now, over 8 years, and I have never seen stats from how my body performs in a training session. Not that I'm gonna go too aggressive in this training session or anything, because I haven't been training, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to be training tomorrow at lunchtime as well, because Mr. Aaron Murphy from the Emerald Grappling podcast is coming down to do a training session, to join in on our training session, and then we're going to record a podcast after. That is the plan at the moment. What else is happening? I'm still waiting on the shipment of geese. Hopefully I can pick them up and get them to the warehouse relatively quickly, because there are people waiting on them. That's the brain dump. Don't know what else. Yeah. All good. All's good. All's positive. Oh, I got turned down for the funding. I knew there was something else. I think we got rejected for the additional funding for Coffee&Kimuras, which is a bit irritating. Said we're not eligible. I don't know. Fair enough. Just find another route, because that's what you have to do. Oh well. Alright. I'm at the traffic lights now. I'm going to put on some music and get myself ready for training, because I'll be there in 4 minutes. Alright. See you tomorrow. Bye. Welcome to Thursday, and welcome back to what used to be the podcast studio, what is now the editing studio. We decided, as you'll have seen on the last few, well actually all of the Marketing Actively podcasts except for the first two, that we now record them in the boardroom because it's just a better aesthetic. We have the neon sign behind us and all that stuff. We have a bit more room so we can get more people in, and we needed space because the team has grown quicker than we thought. So we decided, let's move the video editors in here and let them have some peace and quiet away from the chaos of the open plan area downstairs where the rest of us are. What that means though is that if we do have a need for a smaller podcast studio, we have to kick them out. Luckily they're on a shoot this week, so no big deal. What I'm setting up for is a podcast with Aaron Murphy from Emerald Grappling. You'll remember, I spoke about it the other day, but you'll remember a few months ago I recorded with him and my internet so there was an issue with the recording. So I'm going to set this up here. Aaron's coming down to participate in the 12 o'clock class today, which I'll be joining him in, and as in Jiu-Jitsu class, and then we'll come back here and record a podcast. But I want to get this set up beforehand because we have a call. It is now, what time is it? 12 minutes past 9. We have a call at 9:30 about the Munched app, an update call about the Munched app to see how that's coming on. 9:30 every Thursday, as you'll remember from the last couple of weeks. What else? Last night I wore for the first time my Whoop pants. They came yesterday, so I wore them last night at training. Got some additional data, which is quite valuable because the one thing, like I said last week, the main thing that I was missing from my Whoop data was my training data from Jiu Jitsu. Although I haven't been training that much, it is my primary form of training, so having a health and fitness tracker on my body that tracks everything except my training is not ideal. But I got some good stats last night. 716 calories I think I burned in a little over an hour, about an hour and 10, an hour and 15. Wasn't the most intense session from my point of view, primarily because I semi-took it easy and was clever with how I participated in positional sparring, etc., because my fitness just isn't up to scratch at the minute. However, it's still good to know that. Good to see that my max heart rate is getting close to my maximum of what it should be. 220 minus your age, so my max heart rate should be 188. I think I got up to 176 last night. I only spent like 3 minutes in the red zone, which is alright, but yeah, all good. I'm interested to see how that, well, this morning my recovery said it was 30% and it said take it easy today, which I'm not going to do because I'm training at 12, but you don't always have to go by the data, go by how your body feels. I feel good because I trained, I have endorphins, all of that stuff. We'll see how I feel later. you might be able to find out by listening to our grappling podcast episode, whatever it is, when it comes out. I'll let you know. It might even be out by the time this video comes out, so that could be cool. I'm going to rearrange these mics because they're starting to annoy me in terms of when we record. They're just in the way of your face when you watch the video back. So I'm going to try and put them the other way up like this. See if that is any better. Though the camera angle is going to be slightly different. It's going to be a bit side on this one. WhatsApp's pinging. Alright, that's all. I'm going to set up here. Go down and do the call at 9:30. Do a bit of work. Go try and record the podcast.
Swear it won't happen again. I only love my mama, papa, sister, brother, and my friends. I find myself.
Me and Chris were away in Portugal. Yeah, it was lovely. Great.
Very nice.
A nice break.
Nice break.
Hot?
It was hot enough, yeah. It was 34, 35 degrees. It was definitely hotter than here. Yeah.
It's warming up here last week.
Was it?
Oh, well, you
Not
were here for
34.
Yeah. Not 34.
Very good. I know, so David and I caught up yesterday. You and I've been emailing you, so we spent most of the time with them. Oh, like today. I got a couple of updates back for you and from Live, so I'll just share by email afterwards. Pretty much no change to what I shared yesterday. But I'll just give you kind of the specifics of what he told me. And David, I asked the question about the fees, so we're just waiting from the payments team to clarify on that side of things in the report.
iOS and web updates. I'll start from Android. So on Android, the biggest change is we have added the map. Probably you've seen it. Yeah.
I've seen it on the.
I'm on the way to training now. I don't know if the camera was still recording when it fell, but it fell this morning when I was setting up the podcast studio. And now it's acting the when I turn it on and off. It seems to be recording okay though, so hopefully it hasn't done too much damage. Alright, off to the gym. Aaron, say hello.
Hey everybody.
We've just been training. Should have done a clip in the gym actually, but we took a propaganda picture, which is enough. We are now in the almost set up. Well, Aaron's going to set up cameras because I only know about mics, even though I hold the camera every day of the week. As you can tell from these vlogs, it's not the best quality. Anyway, we're going to record a really high quality podcast and it's going to come out when?
The end of the month.
End of August, right? Fair enough. Not putting you on the spot there or anything. Change the setup because Aaron is more professional than we are.
I don't know about that now.
Yeah, we'll see. Calling you out now for your professionalism. It has to work now.
Chris, thanks so much for having me in your studio. Thanks for having me at training this morning in Team Torres. Shout out to Andrew, nice class, and Ola que pasa.
He's bringing back the old school. I actually stopped doing that in the vlogs, but yeah, whatever. Thanks for having me on again. Podcast done. I like these mics. They're actually heavier than I thought it was going to be. See how the quality turns out. Be happy with that, Aaron?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me up here, man.
Not at all. Thanks for coming up. Thanks for training. Thanks for chatting. Alright, might not recording again this evening, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Is my mic on? It's not. It is now. Happy days. Alright, it's Friday evening. It is 5:45. Everyone's gone. I'm about to go. What a day. A successful day. Got a lot done. One of those days. Very, very happy. One of those weeks. Very, very happy. Some news we heard yesterday that I didn't speak about yesterday. Good and bad. The good news is ZOMA have been nominated. We have been nominated for Ecommerce Medium Agency of the Year at the Irish Ecom Awards. Very happy with that. Unfortunately, Coffee&Kimuras didn't get a nomination for, what was the category? Sport, toy and leisure website of the year or something like that. The one that we got nominated for last year. Even after redoing the whole website, making a much better website, we didn't get a nomination this year. I don't know. Anyway, not that bothered about it, but I will be actually going this year. So it's 2 years in a row I've missed it. I'm going to make it this year. We also had one of our clients, Monica Tolan. You'll remember from a few weeks ago doing the sign off on the website with them, live on a call. They were very, very happy. They've been very happy since. We did some email work with them as well. They have been nominated in the beauty, health and well-being category. Unfortunately, they won't be able to make it because they have another award ceremony that night. So if and when they win, we shall accept the award on their behalf. That was the main update for this week. All very good and successful. In terms of what we actually did today, that's a good question. Signed off on a couple of projects, initiated a couple more. Got some kind of draft design sent out for email campaigns, email flows. Got some draft design sent out for signage. Some leads were followed up on, calls booked for next week. Booked in the Recode team to come down to us in a couple of weeks for a training session on the website and their app, and plan out some kind of advertising campaigns, essentially launch campaigns around Recode, and trying to get Shane away from that business. All good, very successful, very, very successful. Builder's coming tomorrow to do a bit of work, and I will be doing a little bit of work at home. I'll probably do a bit of a content day, I think, tomorrow. I've fallen behind on my reels and my content. Socials are getting a bit empty, so time to build back up on that. In the meantime, I'm going to go home, get a bite to eat and go to training, because I'm back in the zone. The zone. All right, see you later, bye. Hello, it's Saturday. My content day plan has gone out the window. This morning I had to get a teleporter for the builder, get them working away. Then realised I was going to have to try and get a console to do cutting some steel on the site before the stairs go in on Monday, and that has proven to be difficult. I was also waiting on the clearance cert to go and pick up the gear from the airport that arrived last night from the supplier in the Middle East, but that didn't come until, I don't know, after 12 o'clock. It's now, that's me weird, it's now 2:30. But then when I got that clearance, I had to go and source a van. Now the van I normally use, borrow, was getting serviced, so that wasn't ideal. My backup, my plan B, was out of operation. Let's say it was in use. Well, it wasn't out of operation, it was in use for someone else, so plan B was out the window. Plan C was to rent a Go van, which is one of those, I don't know, anyone from Ireland might have seen them. You see Go cars and Go vans lying around. I think it's just an Irish thing, where you can rent cars for like an hour or whatever. It's handy. Problem is, it seems like every van in the country is rented out today, is being used today. There are like an hour here, an hour there where they're free, but obviously I need an hour to get to the airport, allow an hour-ish to go through the process, collect everything, an hour to come home, and then get the van back to where it actually has to be. But I got one in Drogheda, which means that I have to drive to Drogheda, pick up the van, go to the airport, pick the gear up, drive home, drop it off, drive the van back to Drogheda to pick up my car. Not ideal, but that's what we're doing. I'm on the way to Drogheda right now. I'll be there in a few minutes. Just gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, I was hoping to have all this done by lunchtime, but it's not going to happen. But obviously it's not going to happen because it's already mid-afternoon. But it's all good, it's all good. Once I get the gear, that's the main thing, so they don't start charging me for storing it. But it also means that now I have to try and get the steel cut, get that sorted on Monday morning before the slabs and the stairs come. So hopefully I can get that arranged, because I still don't have a saw, a grinder or anything to do that with. We'll make it happen, not to worry. Alright, see you in a few minutes in a rental van.
Everyone eats round here, right? Yeah, everyone eats. I've been on top of my shit. Walk with a brick. Debo come now, you walk with a limp. When them zeros come, put a comma on it. Comma and comma and comma again. Period. Why you so serious? I got a myriad of flows, you fucking delirious.
Pickup done. On the road again. Let's get back to the gaff.
I eat that a bleach in your coat. Shit, my needs are keys to the rose, piece to the
I
hose.
made it. Happy days. Have all the boxes here. Some of them here, some over there, some behind the camera here. I have to take out a couple of samples for myself and for a couple of people that I have to send it to. So I have to go through these boxes, find where they are, take them out, seal the boxes back up and get them to the warehouse on Monday. That's the plan. When I was in the van driving, I was listening to Stephen Bartlett's recent podcast with a sleep expert, Dr. Sherry something. Sherry Yu or I don't know. Dr. Sherry anyway, she's a sleep doctor, works with a lot of high level athletes, NBA teams, etc, etc. Very, very interesting, especially now that I have my sleep data from my Whoop. Give me some big insights. So if you're interested in that stuff, give that a listen. I recommend it. In the meantime, time to get this bad boy out. Slice open some boxes.
Crabs in a bucket, I'm sending butt shots to the back of the barrel. My passion's apparently packing the crack to the pass in the back of the...
Ah, yes. They're barcoded. Pre-barcoded. I don't have to do all that this time. Happy days. Happy days.
It's not down right now. This ready for combat. Soldier and boss that be leading the charge. Who do we know with this many flows that really put soul in the shit? I seen a little joke.
Got him. Oh baby, we got him. We got him. All right, there's a few. Too noisy, Chris. There's a few kid samples in here as well. Gonna send those off to Austin Daffron. He's gonna trial it with some of his children's students. See what the sizing's like, see what the fit's like, see what the material's like, and possibly release a kids range. All right, that's it for episode 64. Another week living a dream. See you on Monday. Oh, she's stalled. Hello. Oh man, throat's still not right. No, flip. Come back. Sweaty head. Need to put powder on my hair. Which way does that go? Is that going the right way? No. No, still the wrong way. I was right the first time. I usually am.